Imagine getting your dream job only to be fired 65 days later after becoming the laughingstock of an entire sport. For most of us, that would be our worst nightmare. For these football managers, it was reality. Today, we're counting down 7 of the most catastrophic managerial appointments in soccer history. Disasters so spectacular, they're still talked about years later. When Sir Alex Ferguson handpicked David Moyes as his successor at Manchester United in 2013, it seemed like the perfect transition. Ferguson had dominated English football for over 2 decades, and here was his chosen one, ready to continue the legacy. Instead, Moyes turned the reigning Premier League champions into a mid-table embarrassment. In just 10 months, he took United from title winners to 7th place, crashed out of the Champions League in the round of 16, and somehow made the club that had terrorized Europe look completely ordinary. The moment that summed up his reign, when United's own fans flew a banner over Old Trafford reading, "Wrong one, Moyes out." He was sacked with 4 games left in the season, making him the shortest tenured permanent manager in United's modern history.
In Manchester, and that is you, David Moyes.
Renee Muelensteen, Ferguson's former assistant at Manchester United, took the job at Russian club Anzhi Makachkala in December 2013. 16 days later, he was gone. Not 16 games, not 16 weeks, 16 actual days. The Dutch coach didn't even get to manage a single competitive match. His dismissal came after the club's owner, billionaire Suleiman Karimov, decided to slash the budget and sell all the star players. Muelensteen found out about his firing through the media while having breakfast. Talk about indigestion. He later described it as surreal and like a bad movie. At least he got a nice Christmas bonus. Oh wait, he didn't even make it to Christmas. Here's a story that sounds too crazy to be true, but football has a way of surprising us. Delio Rossi was managing Fiorentina in May 2012 when he made a decision that would end his career in the most spectacular way possible. During a match against Novara, just 32 minutes in, Rossi decided to substitute midfielder Adam Ljajic. The Serbian wasn't happy about being taken off so early and sarcastically applauded the decision with a thumbs up. What happened next shocked everyone watching. Rossi completely lost it and physically attacked his own player on the bench, throwing multiple punches at Ljajic's face while the cameras rolled and millions watched in disbelief. The coach actually fell into the bench area while trying to assault the player before being pulled away by his own staff. Think about that. A professional football manager punching his own player on live television because of sarcastic applause. Rossi was fired immediately, later saying, "In a few seconds, months of stress came out." Well, those few seconds cost him his job and became one of the most infamous moments in football history. Frank de Boer arrived at Crystal Palace in 2017 with a glittering CV. 4 Eredivisie titles with Ajax, Netherlands national team experience, and a reputation as a progressive, attacking coach. Crystal Palace fans were excited. They shouldn't have been. De Boer lasted exactly 77 days and managed just 4 Premier League games without winning a single one. His revolutionary tactics confused his players, his training methods were questioned, and the team looked completely clueless. The final straw came after a 1-0 defeat to Burnley, where Palace failed to register a single shot on target. Palace's chairman at the time said the decision was made to avoid a relegation battle. Instead of building something special, De Boer had built nothing at all. Juande Ramos did something amazing at Tottenham. He won them a trophy. The 2008 League Cup was Spurs' first silverware in 9 years. He should have been a hero. Instead, he became one of their most hated managers ever. Why? Because winning that cup was literally the only good thing that happened during his 13-month reign of terror. Ramos took Tottenham from a respectable mid-table team and turned them into relegation candidates. By October 2008, Spurs sat bottom of the Premier League with just 2 points from 8 games, their worst start to a season in over 50 years. The fans turned on him completely, and he was sacked after a humiliating 2-0 defeat to Udinese in the UEFA Cup. The man who gave them a trophy became a cautionary tale about how one success can't mask complete systemic failure. Joey Barton has always been controversial, but his time at Bristol Rovers took things to a whole new level. Sacked in October 2023 after a disastrous start to the season, Barton's dismissal was just the beginning of his problems. His departure came after he publicly called rival manager Steve Evans a fat man. Professional to the end, clearly, but what happened after he was sacked was even worse. Barton went on a series of vile social media rants targeting women in football, making such offensive comments that the sports minister had to publicly condemn him. His posts were so bad that Cheshire Police launched an investigation under the Communications Act, and TV presenter Jeremy Vine sued him for libel over his Twitter outburst. This wasn't just about poor results on the pitch. This was a complete personal and professional meltdown played out in public. When your sacking leads to police investigations and government ministers getting involved, you've achieved a special kind of notoriety. At number 1, we have the ultimate managerial scandal, Sam Allardyce lasting just one game as England manager. One game? In 2016, Big Sam achieved what he'd always dreamed of, managing his country. He won his only match in charge, a 1-0 victory over Slovakia. He should have been celebrating. Instead, he was secretly being filmed by undercover journalists discussing how to get around FA rules on third-party ownership and mocking his predecessor, Roy Hodgson. The footage showed Allardyce appearing to negotiate a £400,000 deal to fly to Hong Kong and Singapore to speak to investors about how to circumvent transfer rules. When the story broke, it sent shockwaves through English football. The man who had waited his entire career for the England job threw it all away for what amounted to pocket change. Allardyce resigned in disgrace after just 67 days, making him the shortest-serving permanent England manager in history. He went from national hero to national embarrassment. What's the shortest managerial stint you can remember? Drop it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more football content that'll make you grateful for your own job security.
Well, you'll never get over it.
Ever.
Ever, no. And you'll never stop dreaming and thinking if only.